Are only listening.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. J. Professor Spike and Kamal streaming live from Long Island, New York, where we had a pretty good day on the street today. It started a little rocky and we got a lot better. I think the Dow went over a couple hundred points and it closed very much in the green, as did the other indices. So I think we're continuing to move up. I think some of my targets will be hit in the SPY. We're going to look at the spiders today. We're going to look at IWM today because I know Professor Spike loves IWM. We're going to look at should we look at the target miss? Maybe we'll look at target.
Oh, well, yeah, we might as well.
Yeah, maybe they bounced
For full
back.
disclosure purposes.
They actually bounced back. They were down a lot and came only down about 3 points.
Yeah, it was a little brutal in the morning.
CRISPR is leading the biotechs back. I told you to watch CRISPR all the last few weeks. I've been saying CRISPR.
Yes, you have. You've been the CRISPR whisperer.
And we got to take a look at an oldie but goodie, Blue Bio. BLUE.
Blue Bio. Is that the song from Linda Ronstadt?
Blue, my world is blue. I don't know.
No, it's Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou. Oh, the Blue Bayou, the beautiful Blue Bayou. Okay, I didn't get that.
We don't have any listeners, so nobody's going to laugh at my joke.
We have one, Mika.
Yeah, funny. I'm listening.
Mika is listening while
he might crash because he's so hysterical about how funny we are.
Well, Kamal has got a few jokes up his sleeve. He was warming us up before the show. So you want to give him the hunter joke?
The what's a hunter joke?
He's got a joke on his shirt.
What was the
I don't know
hunter
if
joke?
you can see my t-shirt, my shirt here.
Yeah, it might be hard to see.
Shirt.
It reads.
It says hunters will do anything for a buck. Buck meaning deer.
Yeah, that's the hunter joke. Okay. All right, so
I have a tattoo on my butt that says that.
the joke on Wall Street is that the stocks keep going up despite all the analysts saying it's going to go down. So that's the joke on Wall Street, and let's take a look and see just how funny that is.
Right.
Rego Marco is here from Switzerland, by the way.
And he never talks about Novavax.
No, I don't know what's getting into him. All of a sudden, Novavax. Novavax. Sorry, we could look at Novavax. Novavax is going to fly, but it's been flying okay, flying from high altitudes. To
Yes,
low,
it's been gliding.
If you want to call that flying, more like gliding, right? Yeah, I think it's been more like gliding. All right, so let's take a look at the markets.
Sure.
Okay. We managed another green day, which is really nice. No one's home.
Yeah.
The S&P was up almost 1% or 40 points to 4160. The Dow 264 at the close. I mean, it had been down over 200, so that's over a 500-point swing today. 33,180. NASDAQ up 1%. Russell up 1.5%. Crude oil up 1.23%. We don't like that. More pain at the pump. More pain at the pump. We don't like that. Gold is up half a percent, as is silver, and the 10-year is down in yield. We like that.
It's down a whopping. Well, 2%.
6 basis points. It's okay. 2%. 2.97. As long as it stays below 3, I'm happy. That's the bottom line. The headline today: Target's warning a bad development for the retail industry, says an analyst. I don't know.
When I heard the news, it was like, all right, we have extra inventories. I'm like, well, doesn't that mean that you have less supply chain issues? But nobody's buying. Well, eventually they will when there's nothing else to buy except that.
And it might be Target's problem more than a lot of other retailers' problems.
They'll have the opposite problem. Oh, we can't get anything, so we can't sell it.
Well, they apparently they bought tons of sweatpants and sweatshirts. So if you want a sweatshirt and sweatpants,
They bought all those mucklucks, and it turns out that there's no snow.
yeah. Okay, so that's the story with the averages. Let's take a look at the spiders. Here we go, spiders. Okay, we're up 1% or 4 points on the SPY to 415.74. My first target for taking a little off the table or for hedging a little bit would be 4.25. We haven't hit that yet.
You would actually take off at 4.25 just to preserve some capital?
I might not take off, but I might buy a put or two.
Really? Okay. That makes some sense. Just to hedge yourself.
Yeah, just a small hedge.
Yeah, okay.
We had a very nice candle. It was almost an engulfing, but not quite. But it's a big green candle. I like these big green candles. It's the third one in the last 7 days like this. So notice we're not going anywhere, though, over these 7 days.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so
Range.
7 days ago, we closed at 415.38. Today, we closed at 415.74. So we made 40 cents over this period of time. It's not that great, but we're establishing a trading range, and if we break through that trading range, I think we go at least probably to 430, not 425.
Okay.
We have to break out of this trading range, which ends with the high of 417.44. So we a close above 418.
You want to dump that pessimistic line going down?
Well, I think we're at this line. This is the upper end of it.
Kind of hurry.
It's not that I'm pessimistic. I drew in the channel we've been in for a long time.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, right, exactly.
It is what it is.
It is what it is right.
Yeah. Can't change the facts. And the fact is we have a well-defined well-defined trend line and a well-defined upper channel line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taking us down since the beginning of the year, right?
Well, yeah, so now I can see why you're saying that 230 would be a reason to start hedging. I get it.
Yeah, it comes at 430 comes at a support resistance area.
Right.
Does it look like that intersection? Does it look like we're consolidating the past, I would say, 2 weeks?
Yes, for the last 7 trading days, we've actually gone nowhere. We opened the day 7 trading days ago on May 27th. We opened the day at 407.91 and closed the day at 415.26. Today, we opened the day at 408 and closed the day at 415.74. So in between, nothing happened. It's like you go to the Met game, and the Mets score 1 run in the first inning, and their opponent scores 1 run in the first inning, and then in the 9th inning, nothing happens for the next 7 innings. In the 9th inning, I don't know if I'm making a good analogy. Help me out here, Professor Spike.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving you to this analogy.
I'm having trouble with it because basically nothing happened for the whole game, not
right?
Just the 9th inning. So
exactly.
My analogy is not working. Poor analogy. We'll get away from that.
Well, it's sort of like that whole, what's it called last time? The Phantom Year or something like that, where just like nothing happened. Or the Phantom Decade.
Yeah.
So we had the Phantom Week.
The Phantom Week. Phantom 7 trading days. All right, let's take a look at. Let's see. Let's get rid of this chart, and let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really range bound, as you can see. That I drew the line in for the upper end of the range and the lower end of the range. So we're between 28,224 and I guess that's 31,428 or something like that. What is with my screen? It's doing things I don't want it to do, Professor Spike.
Just move it up.
There we go. So the upper end of the trading range is like 32,000, and the lower end of the trading range is like 28,000. 28 to 32. That's about 4,000. So it's been in this range for a long time. Let's see the date. Going back to the May 9th. So we've been in this trading range in Bitcoin for a very long time. Naturally, we want to close above this 32,249. We want to break out of this trading range so we have a chance to fly. Right now, we're not flying and we're not collapsing. We're just trading very dull within this trading range. The SPY has been dull the last 7 days. This has been dull the last month and a half.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what it amounts to. Dull trading. I mean, 28, it's only a $4,000 range for Bitcoin. It's not a big range.
I guess people are nervous.
Yeah, every time it goes up to that upper end of the trend line, upper end of the trading range, up around 31,000, 32,000, it falls right back. And conversely, whenever it falls back, it goes back up. So this is a real well-defined trading range for Bitcoin. Need a break. We need a break out of it. Let's take a look at, I don't know, something else.
You want to do BCRX?
Yeah, I have a few more up here. CRISPR has been the leader of the pack in BioDirect lately. On a tear from $42, closed $42. How long ago? It was $42 May 12th, 42.51. Closed today at 67.76. That's some move. Actually had a high at 69. And we're very close to strong resistance. So this is an interesting one. What do I do with my CRISPR? Do I hedge in some manner up around this $70 or not? What do you think, Professor Spike? Should I hedge a little?
I think it's going to move more.
I think it's gonna have resistance right there. Yes.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to bang up against some resistance.
Well, I mean, if momentum is any kind of...
It certainly has a Momo.
Yeah.
Look at that Zoom channel.
Yeah, no, if it zooms past to the, what is that black line, the 50?
Yeah, that's just the support resistance line.
No, a little bit hard. The next one, the black one.
Or the 200.
That's the 200.
Yeah, that would be $77. Well, first it's got to take out.
I'd say that's the spot. If you're going to look for a spot to hedge, I would.
It has to take out. It has to close above $70.40.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Actually, $70.94. It's got to close it. Let's call it 71. 71 or above a close. Then I feel better that it's going to go challenge the upper end of the last trading range, 83.59. So, right. Yeah, we kind of slipped out of that trading range and traded lower for a long time. We're now in a Zoom channel. Does it get us back into the previous trading range? That's the question.
Something they still have not announced anything, have they?
They announced a poster presentation together with Vertex on sickle cell.
On sickle cell?
Yeah.
Okay. That's something.
They're advancing that program. They're a great company. There's no question. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they get back to their highs. But how much time? A year, 2 years, five
Right,
years?
exactly. I know this is another one of those things that we'll have now, and then in 10 years we'll say, "Oh, I'm glad I bought that and kept it."
Yeah, but more than likely, this has all the earmarks, or of a takeout down the road, or sooner than down the road. That's very likely that this gets bought.
Right,
One of the four will get bought. One of the big four
one of the big four.
in gene editing will be
Well,
bought
you might as well list them for our audience.
either Intalia, NTLA, Editas, EDIT, Beam, BEAM, or CRISPR,
There you go.
RSP. Probably CRISPR is most likely to be bought, I think. We've been looking at this all the way up.
Right. Has Edit made a similar move?
We've been pointing it out to anyone who would listen.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have.
Yeah.
Does Edit look anything like this?
No, none of them look anything like this. This is the only one that looks anything like this. We can take a look at Edit.
I think we should, just for comparison purposes.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Big difference.
They haven't told their story yet.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Probably somebody knows something at CRISPR.
Yeah, CRISPR. Well, they're considered to be the best of the lot. The creme de la creme of gene editing. We've been in a big trading range from a high of 1250 to a low of 970. 970 to 1250, that's where we've been. Over the last 3 weeks.
If you're thinking this might move in sympathy with CRISPR, then this is the place to buy because it's about to strike.
Yeah, maybe, but it also has to close above where it did today, right?
And they have to announce something.
Yeah. It's
You
right at resistance. If we're looking at the Editas, we might as well look at the two others.
Okay.
Beam has made not much of a move at all off the bottom.
It's same sort of shape, but a little more pronounced.
Yeah. Also, not really much of a move off the bottom. Not much of a. It's a little bit. It looks like it's starting to gain a little momentum.
Right.
Maybe
So CRISPR is definitely a much sharper slope.
$28 low, and the high the other day was like 40.
Are you an owner of this?
I own all of them.
You do?
Yep.
For a long time?
Yep. I'm looking at Sea of Red in gene editing.
Right. No, I mean
not so much.
I've been in the other two, Edit and
not so much in CRISPR. It's come back a lot for me.
Yeah, in terms of looking at year to date or 1 year.
In terms of absolute loss, my absolute loss is not great anymore in CRISPR.
Right.
I've been buying on the way down, so
Gotcha.
now I should have been buying on the way up as well, but I quit buying. At some point, you can't have an infinite amount of money.
No, of course. Well, I mean, you do, but not the rest of us.
Infinity is tough to tough to keep up with. Infinity.
Yeah, exactly. Because where do you go from there?
I just put in Beam. Which one didn't I put in?
NTLA.
Another one that's been dull.
Yeah, it's still that slight little uptick, but not
pretty dull compared to
compared to CRISPR anyway.
Very dull. And the top of this, the resistance is clear. I just drew it in. Resistance at $50. So it's very near, just like CRISPR, it's very near to resistance. So all of them have that in common, I think, that they're trading just very close to resistance, all of them. This one looks like from the chart that it has a potential to break out, especially if it closes above this high back in early May 4th. 50, it's got to get there. Above $57, this would start to look attractive. But that's a tough to get there. Let's look at tiny little itsy bitsy bio that used to be a big bio once upon a time. I remember this one, Bluebird Bio, when it was like a couple of $100 a share, probably around 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. I remember one year they stole the show at the ASH convention, the American Society of Hematology. And only now is the FDA going to set 2 PDUFA dates for 2 of their drugs, one in August, one in September. The one in August apparently has a pretty good chance of passing. The one in September, maybe not. So the one in August is, I don't know if it's a gene editing drug or exactly what it is, but it's to treat beta, how do you say that? It's vasolemia, some blood disease. You can't even say it. Probably a pretty rare one, which should probably with genetic links. So it's one of those. And if that passes, I think, if that passes the PDUFA, I think you could see it trend up to the upper end of this trading range, at least to the 440 area, and probably beyond. If it gets a good head of steam, it could take out the resistance up here.
Uh-huh.
A lot of resistance up here at 531. So I think you're looking at at least a run to 531 with a successful PDUFA. And let's not talk about unsuccessful.
Right.
So, but there's a lot of indications around it having a pretty good shot of passing. So that's blue. MasterCard is, I think I said a while ago, a decent place to park your money. And it's been more than decent. It's made a beautiful run from a low of 312 to a high yesterday of 368. We'll take that move while we're waiting, right?
Sure.
What are we waiting for? We're waiting for this resistance area at 381, followed by the high of 400. So I think it's got a good head of steam. It's one of the better financial plays that's out there, in my opinion.
I just find it interesting how you're comparing against March, which sort of makes a lot of sense because it is kind of a baby steps kind of thing.
Yeah.
The broader view of this, I'm sure, is that generally speaking, historically, this has been a lot better than these levels if you zoom out.
Yeah, but this is only a move in how many months? And from May 11th.
Right.
From May 11th till June 7th.
So the discussion of all-time highs anywhere across the board seems silly.
We moved like 15, 20%, something like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not complaining, believe me.
It's not a bad move in a month for a large old company like MasterCard. Of course, they've been buying up all the little fintechs, all the baby fintechs that can't make it. So that's how they stay with the program, so to speak. All right, let's take a look at. I
Want
like
to look
that.
at BCRX?
BCRX it is. BCRX had a pretty good dividend. Up 3.65% to 1079. Remember, we said buy if it closes above 1043, and it did, so I bought. So I'm happy I bought so far. Let's see what happens. It looks to me like we have no trouble going up to the 1130 area on BCRX. What was
Any reason it reached where it reached today and came back? I think it
hit 1105. No, it's really there's no real reason why that I can see. I do think it closes this gap for sure, and that would be 1139. That's I believe an easy target for this one. 1139. Of course, it was news. The news being that Canada approved Oladeo.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. Good news. There we go. There we go. That's the line we got to cross. It's clearly an area of resistance. And it's a gap fill, both. So I think we definitely hit that number. And do we go back up to the 12s? Good chance.
Then we'll be saying Yo 11 again.
I think Yo 11 is almost a sure thing, yeah, at this point for BCRX.
Right, because we were talking Yo 11, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah. In particular, I was screaming it for CVM when it was like $7.
Oh, that's right. CVM. Yes, Jiggly, I still own it.
What's Jiggly got to say for himself?
He's saying that the Rangers should win, and I agree with him. If they win in Tampa Bay, they'll have a good shot.
No, Novavax didn't trade today, apparently. We're waiting FDA approval on that.
Well, then
I guess it's on their vaccine.
Marco's going to finally get his payday.
It's on their vaccine, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Isn't it kind of too little too late? Isn't it a case of that?
Well, how many people in your immediate or in an unimmediate circle are still having those flu symptoms from a recent exposure to COVID? For me, the last month, I've a good number of my friends have been laid
But
off.
how many are getting shots in their arm?
As opposed to treatments?
Yeah, no, that's the point. They're first getting approval on a vaccine.
Yeah.
It's too little, too late. I don't know.
So you're more for treatments these days?
Yeah, and didn't we? I mean, how many vaccines were thrown out recently for whatever reason?
Yes.
So I don't know. I hope they get approved. It'll be literally a shot in the arm for the shareholders.
Yeah, for the company, right?
For the shareholders, but I'm not so sure as to the real impact.
The other issue is whether or not this ultimately becomes one of these yearly vaccine things, and if it does, then anybody having a decent enough product and a good enough pipeline.
Maybe they're good. Are they good enough to compete with Pfizer and Moderna? I don't know. Then I don't think they are an mRNA. They're an old-fashioned type of vaccine.
I see your point. Probably they're a little too late, I guess.
The only thing is maybe being an old-fashioned vaccine gives them an edge on people who are scared of the mRNA.
That's why I've been doing the Johnsons whenever I get a chance.
Oh,
if those stop becoming available, I'm gonna look for something like a Novavax.
Oh, so you fall in that camp where
I certainly do, believe it or not.
Okay. I mean, a lot of people think that if they take the mRNA vaccine, their kids will have two heads or something.
Not worried about that. My kids already have two heads.
Well, I don't know. I don't think most people give it a thought, other than intellects like you.
Intellect. That's funny. That's like when people call me sir, and I'm like, sir, who's that? My dad.
But also, I think the FDA may not approve because there's concern over what's the swelling of the heart, that disease, myocardiopathy or whatever. There's been a lot more cases of that than in the Pfizer drug, which has been cases of also in the Pfizer.
Well, what about what was the one for the Johnson that got people off on the Johnson?
That one was that the same similar thing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's got to do with swelling of the heart. This, whatever it is.
Right. Well, if the disease won't kill you, the cure will.
Yeah, well, I forget the name. It's something that's not good.
It's right. Whatever it is, it's bad.
It's bad.
All right, we hit our 30-minute mark.
Let's end with Jiggly's optimistic.
Yes. Go Rangers. Are they playing tonight or tomorrow night?
It got me. I can't stand hockey. I'm rooting for the Rangers, but I can't stand.
Right.
I'm
a fair weather fan. Well, a cold weather fan.
Should I just throw Novak's shot up for the hell of it?
The Novavax? Yeah, might as well.
For the hell of it.
Yeah.
Being that Greg DeMarco came all the way from Switzerland for this.
Right. Exactly.
It's not going to really give an indication of whether the FDA is
just talking about it.
We have an inside day, which is, I don't know, pretty meaningless at this point. It's not going to give much of a clue.
Well, if it was halted, then this is all, then the volume's muted.
Yeah, it's not going to give much of a clue in this chart as to what what the FDA is going to do.
Jiggy wants to know when you're going to make your pick for the Belmont Stakes.
I actually had the Preakness nailed. I bet two exactas. The winner. It was the winner with two horses, so I had that exacta pretty cold. So maybe I have a little Momo for the Belmont. I haven't made a bet since.
That's this Saturday, right?
Yeah. I don't know if if the Derby winner will be in it. Probably, because he likes.
I think the plan is that it will be there.
Yeah, and then I suppose Chad Brown's horse will be entered, the Preakness winner. So you'll have the Preakness winner against the Derby winner, and you probably get maybe the Peter Pan winner, and you'll probably get a big field. Wouldn't be surprised if you get 10 or 12 horses for the Belmont.
Well, it'll be fun then.
Yeah, I'll give it a look later in the week. Let you know. If anybody's interested, sure. All right, so what do I see here? I can't tell. I mean, there's a lot of pessimism the day before as you have a down candle with big volume and nice and red. So, the day before yesterday, that is, there was a lot of pessimism going into this decision. But again, that means nothing too.
Right.
I can't even hazard a guess whether they approve or don't approve. I hope they do. So here's hoping that
a lot of our friends have.
Yeah, this one I'm rooting our friends in on this one. Go Novavax. And we'll see all our friends tomorrow. Indubitably always gets here at the very end lately,
Yeah, really.
EVN is the only big winner he has right now. Big winner. I will do it tomorrow, right? Put it on first thing tomorrow, okay? You're going to go on time indubitably? Tomorrow we're going to do it first thing up. EVN. Hasta mañana. As always, our opinions are strictly our own. Do not constitute investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. Please subscribe and tell your friends all about us. Tell them that these guys are good. They know what they're talking about. It's just that they never pick winners for themselves. They pick winners for the whole world, but not for themselves. They're very unselfish that way. Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Take care. Bye.